All praise to the Most High, to our Elohim, the Father, the Mother, and our brother, to our angels and our ancestors, and to the Mishpachah, the remnant within the remnant, the wheel within the wheel. All praises to our Elohim. So, in staying with the age of discovery, I've been studying and asking questions. And the question that I've asked in my study of the Christian theology, here's what I've come up with. Here's what was imparted to me. The Christians gained authority via the theology of dominion, and they utilized that to subdue, steal, kill all, and take all lands that were non-Christians. So when you look at Europe in the 13th, 14th century, when they were pontificating on their own ignorance, they created this thing for the sole purpose of getting to the West. Now, we know this. We know this through his story. Okay? So if the theology of dominion was to give Christians the ability to own all non-Christian lands, why didn't they go and own the Muslims' lands? Why today do the Muslims have land and the Christians don't own it? Why is that? Oh, because the Ottoman Empire was too strong. They had weapons and they were killing. They could kill the Christians. They could fight back. So they didn't take any of those lands. So then on whose authority did they decide to steal other people's lands? This theology of dominion is where it comes from. And they got this is what it's based on. Their theology of dominion is based on Genesis 1:28. Excuse me. This is where the Most High gave the blessing upon humanity, Adam and Eve, commanding them to be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth, subdue it, and exercise dominion over all living creatures. This verse establishes the first mandate for mankind to steward, manage, and care for, watch that, care for creation, acting as God's representatives. So the theology of dominion gave birth to the age of discovery, gave birth to dumb diverses, gave birth to the papal bulls. So if they're utilizing this, when did they care for the creation? How have they cared for the creation? See, this is the sin that they will have to deal with. This is no one's sin but the European. And they will pay for that. Not by our hand, but by the Most High's hand. This is why they scrimping and scraping, trying to figure out how they can utilize Paul at this time, utilize this fellow named Jebus of the whites, utilize all our prophets, not once but twice, create narratives of nonsensical nonsense, lie, steal, cheat, and steal through vice, still today. Yet somehow they, under this theology of dominion, giving birth to their age of discovery, because again, like I said, how could they, or why would they need to discover things? Why would they need the theology of dominion if they were ancient? Wouldn't that mean that they already had things? So we all know the Europeans are a wicked bunch, or at least their fathers and mothers were once. And even today, we still see remnants, resonance of those same people, that same mindset, that same mentality of evil and wickedness, even today, by way of the president of these here, what they so called United States. And they want us to acknowledge a Jesus of the whites as if he has given them authority. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Peter. Peter didn't give them no authority. Paul didn't give no authority. Jeba certainly didn't give them no authority. Yahushua didn't give them the authority. The Mama Ruach didn't give them authority. The Father, the Most High, the Creator didn't give them authority. So why do we, especially now today, when they don't have the authority to impose and force their will upon us, why do we even entertain them? Why would we even entertain their narratives? Why would we? See, this is why the Father told us, his remnant within the remnant, because the rest of the people, I don't know what they got going on. Their minds are mush. He told us to come up out of her. That doesn't mean to just, do the Sabbath. Oh, I'm doing the Sabbath. I'm not going to go to church. No, that means whatever they told you, whatever they had you believe, it's a lie. Everything. Not one or two or three. Everything. Think of that. Everything is a lie. From the theology of dominion to the age of discovery, back to them being ancient. They're not wise. They haven't been good stewards of humanity, nor the creation of the Most High. This is not hard. This is not difficult. This is why AI, as well as they, lie. Because they have built their houses on sand, which is a lie, on top of a lie, on top of a lie. Like Brother Leon says, the manifold of lies. Nothing they say is wise. Nothing. And now we get to see it in their actions. Theology of dominion. So these people over in Europe, not even here, came up with this theology, this thought process, this wicked thought process, and said, oh, well, and mind you, they're not ancient. They have no maritime skills. They have no civilization skills. All they know is how to kill. They came up with a doctrine that said they get to steal, kill, and destroy and own the world. And they utilized this Jesus caricature that they created in doing so. And they want us to believe them today. They want us to give them honor today. They want us to give, there's no honor amongst thieves. None. Son. That's why when I hear these people, these European people, these African people, these Asian people talk spirituality, it does not resonate. It doesn't resonate. Here's a question. We know that they came looking for the 10 tribes. We know that via Columbus and his scribes. Okay? But wouldn't it make more logical sense to go out the Indian Ocean to Asia? Since Asia is on your continent. Right? Oh, well, the Ottoman, the Silk Road, it was treacherous. Nigga, y'all were killing. Y'all were ready to destroy. Y'all had beasts. Y'all had dogs. Y'all had swords. So you weren't ready to fight? You could have taken all of your soldiers, all of your might, and gone east on your own land, or the land that you claimed. But you didn't. Why is that? Why did you decide to go west to go east? Oh, well, they were looking for, it was a mistake. It was miscalculation. We were trying to, circumvent a shorter route through the west to get to the east. Are you mad? That doesn't even make sense. That's why all these ignorant people who still believe in Afrocentricities, that everything in Africa is the beginning, is just like the heathens. They too wanted the spoils, the riches, the resources, the labor of my lands. And they think that for a minute in 2026, I believe them. I even believe that they are a man or woman. These are the basis of men and women because their whole ideology is based on killing. And somehow the world thinks that we should, help them. When the Father whispered to us during the election and said, stand down. Not only to the remnant within the remnant, but to all of his people whom he chose, not the ones who say that, they have the theology of dominion to go and steal, kill, and destroy. They all voted for this bloated Putin as heathen, T-Rump. Now they all scared. They don't want to say nothing. They all froggy. They don't want to jump. They want to hide their hands and throw stones. They want to act like they didn't do nothing wrong. Well, your whole basis and premise of everything that everything that you believe you are is based on the theology of dominion. A theology that white men created. Think about that. And then they created isms. And then all the history that they have erased and hidden now is no longer subjective. It's all true. They have hidden and lied to you and me, to me and you. That's why when we read other books by the Spirit of Truth, by the Most High and the Ruach HaKodesh, and our brother who allows us to move in certain ways, we get to see their lies front stage. We get to understand the mind of the rage of the heathen. These people were raging. Why were they raging? Because they had nothing. So people who had nothing all of a sudden got something. We've seen it in our own neighborhoods. We've seen these things in this world. Those that came from nothing get something, act an ass, and are deviant 9 out of 10 times. So this theology of dominion is what spurned these heathens into violence. Spurn them into violence. The doctrines of discovery, established by 15th century Roman Catholic popes through a series of papal bulls. Well, who gave them the authority? They say they done programmed their AI to say, it was Peter. When Peter clearly said that told Paul, hey, they will bastardize my word while I'm alive. Think about what they're going to do when I'm dead. And look at what they've done in his stead. These people are fruitless. Although they seem to be pointless, they too had to do something to make a testimony against them. And that testimony against them is what not to do. This is why in the kingdom to come, we can honestly and earnestly say we will not do what these people have done. And that even goes to the point of murdering and killing them. Why? They'll be erased from history because they will be blotted out, because they are not worthy to be on our lands, to be found anywhere again. And that's why people need to cleave. Why? Because the truth is staring them down like a barrel of a gun, pointed right at their foreheads. And if they don't pay attention to it, they will be dead. Dead, maybe physically, but certainly dead spiritually. And if you're dead spiritually, you are not in the kingdom to come. This is just common freaking sense. Common sense. If you can't atone for what you've done, that means you got to work to do something to atone for what you've done. And they say, well, it wasn't me. Well, it wasn't me that went through slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights, but yet your laws still affect me. Those laws that were created back, the theology and dominion of laws from that had an influence today on me. And that's why you call me black, so that I don't realize who I am. But now that I do, I take a freaking stand against the evil of the heathen. I'm not giving no passes. I'm not saying, oh, well, you know what? There's some good people on both sides. No, there was never good people. The only good people today are the ones that cleave to us, the ones that are close proximity to us. And us in this regard, not necessarily just Yasharel, but us as Negroes. Everybody else outside of that, all the Hispanishes and Latinos who sat back and said, me no black, me no Negro. Oh, I don't like those people. All that wanted to have their proximity to white, they have to pay because they were complicit. All of those Africans, all of them who said nigga, cotton picker, kata, all of them have to pay. And this doesn't go on just for today. This is back in the day. The sins of the father follows the son if the son doesn't change. So miss me with the madness. Miss me with, oh well, I got all the books I need in the white man's version of scriptures, which, mind you, wasn't even given to him. There was no free exchange. There was no free trade route. They didn't come over. They said, "Oh yeah, we came over. We made a mistake by miscalculation and we just found the Americas, and we were looking for a trade route." Well, then why did you kill the people? Why did you steal from them? Why did you maim them? Why did you lie to them? Even to this day, about the history. If you're so honorable, why do those things? If it's a trade, it's a trade. I give you, you give me, and keep it moving. But you didn't do that. You didn't do that. That's why all of your ways today will be disastrous. And you got no one to blame but yourselves, Europeans, Africans, Asians. The Great Wall of Asia or China was to keep them in, not people out. See, when you use a Hebraic mindset, a perspective of truth, you get to see what really was going on. But yet you have to be a student of history. You can't just pick up the Bible and be like, oh, well, shit, I know all of there needs to know. I know I got everything that I need out this book, this Bible, this basic instruction before leaving earth. This Bible that the Romans romanticized over and over and over again. You you can't even understand that, even from a spiritual perspective, if you don't even understand history. They go hand in hand, but that's why y'all are all screwed because of your lack of history, understanding the wisdom of prophecy. That's why we sit back in the cut and we go, yeah, I mean, this shit is supposed to happen. I mean, yeah, good on them. Let this place be destroyed. Good. Not America necessarily, but the whole world. The whole world of Middle Eastern to Western civilization. Let it all go. Because it's not worthy to stay. Beginning with some theology of dominion. Theology, dominionism. Isms. Dominionism. Who gave them? They weren't even in the Garden of Eden. Who gave them the right? They didn't even know about the Garden of Eden until they found the Judeans. So who gave them authority? What God gave them authority? What deity gave them the authority? Peter? Peter's not a deity. He's not a God. Paul? He's not a deity. He's not a God. Jebus? Jebus? Shit. We all had Jebus at one point. And look at Jebus today. Where's he at? That's why the whole world in dismay. Because they can't even call on their deity who they say gave them the authority and sovereignty to steal, kill, and destroy. That's why we look at these people the way we look at them. That's why we stand in boldness now, because the truth is stronger than their pride. And they want us to live alive with them. No, sir. No, ma'am. Them days is over. If you can't get with history and can't get and understand the mystery therein of their iniquity, then you are a fool. You are a fool. And that's also prophecy. Because wisdom is way too high for fools. Fools think that all you need is one book. Fools think that Jesus is a Messiah. Fools think that salvation is for everyone. Fools think that the church is godly. Fools think that everything that happened, let the past be the past and let's move forward. That's a fool theology. That's why they took our liberation theology and they substituted with their prosperity gospel or theology. That's how they got rich. They got rich, biatch, on our backs, on our fear. Fearing the people talking about Jesus is coming, he's soon to be here. Got people thinking that, oh, well, you got to bow down to the government because that's what Paul said. Got people out here thinking that, oh, well, Peter instructed the popes to have their church. See, all that's foolishness. Fools think that Africa is where all of the tribes are, a land where all men dwelt. Goes back to, when was the interior of Africa colonized? 1885 through 1922. So then, if that's the case, if we were colonized, if the so-called Americas were colonized in 1492, how is it that we African? I mean, see, this is common sense. This is reasoning. And if you can't reason the matter out, if you can't rationalize history and apply it to the scriptures, you're a fool. It's simple. Because all the knowledge that we have today, you can't sit back and say history doesn't matter. You can't sit back and say, oh, well, Africa is got the oldest fossils. Why? Because they lie. Why would they tell you the truth? They started out with the theology of dominion, which was a lie. So then everything after that is a lie. Once you tell the first lie, you got to continue the lie all the way to today. The oldest fossil was found in Mexico City. And the Smithsonian took it away and hid that history. The giants of the world was found in the Americas. The oldest structures in the world is found in the Americas, but they don't tell you that. They want to tell you that no, none of that's true. It's in Turkey. It's in Africa. It's in Asia. Why? Because of proximity to them. But somehow they needed to get over here to have any type of understanding. See, that's history. His story, because it's not ours. We weren't even written in, we were written out. So that's his story. That's why they're going to be screaming and shouting, gnashing of teeth, with sorrows, pain. They talking about, oh, it's a pre-trib and a trib. What? Pre-trib tribulation? What are you talking about? Where do you get that from? Oh, that's Daniel. Daniel's what? It's not written. It's a lie. Everything, simply stated, everything is a lie that's come out the mouths of the European. Period. End of story. End of discussion. So that means that anything that they said, oh well, Africa is where all the 12 tribes are, lie. Oh well, Europe, Middle East is middle, lie. Oh, when the Asia, we tried to get a trade route to go to Asia so we could trade with them. Lies. Genghis Khan was whooping ass. They were scared of the Ottoman Empire. What the Ottoman Empire gangs, they weren't trading with them. They were like, nah, niggas, y'all can't trade with us, and if you come over here, we'll kill you. So they were like, oh, we gotta figure out how we can get something. Would you say, Columbus? You can figure out how to get over there? Well, you need to figure it out. While you trying to figure that out in 1440, we'll start creating these theologies, these doctrines, so that when you do figure it out, you'll be set to go. Okay. Then further down their history, they created in 1948 some other city, some city state, called it this name that sounds like us. That's not even true. No stone will be left unturned. Yet there's a Wailing Wall? Come on, man. Do the research. What's the reason for the Dome of the Rock? Oh, well, that's where they think Solomon's mines are. What? So if there's Solomon's mines and you all need gold and silver, shit, just go and steal it from there. You could be rich again, but that's not written. All that is written is your chagrin, is your pain and suffering. And don't be looking at us to come to your aid, because we got our own situation to deal with, and that's getting to our kingdom. That's tearing off renting our clothes of the heathen. That's us coming back for our heritage that you stole and gave all around the world. Psalms 83. And now that heritage that you guys got is not helping you. None of this fake ass religions and these foolish ass theologies and doctrines are helping you. Oh, well, I'm a white nationalist. Okay, whatever that means. That just means that you think Jeebus is white. Who cares? If you want Jeebus to be white, so be it. If you want Muhammad to be white, so be it. If you want Buddha to be white, so be it. If you want Shiva or Shiva to be white, so be it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your world is imploding around you. And if it were me and I believed your madness, would I not be calling out for one of these deities to save me? But I don't hear nothing. It's business as usual. That's why the world is meeting their Titanic moment. Let the music play while everything goes to dismay. Their Nero moment. Let the music play while the whole thing burns. This is why it's their turn to fall. And because it's their turn to fall, don't call us. Don't look towards us for help. No, don't. Don't even fix your lips to say, hey, don't. Because we're going to look at you and laugh you away. This is the mental illness that we talked about in the yesterdays. We said consternation's coming. We said mental illness will be rife. Ain't nobody else talking about that. This is Psych 101. Ain't nobody dealing with the psychology of the Hebraic mind to the heathen mind. Nobody's talking about that. Camp wise, Christian wise, Buddha, whatever. Ain't nobody talking about that. But the remnant within the remnant. Why? Because we have wisdom. We've sought after wisdom while everybody else is seeking after a God, which the Father has given them to lead them astray from Him. That's why we laugh at them. We laugh at their doctrines. Theology, a dominion? Come on. You guys went around the earth to kill our people. You found our people. That was what the prophecy said. It wasn't no trade route. You guys didn't even, oh, well, Portugal colonized the coastal towns of the coastal lands of Africa. Okay. But the coastal, not everybody lived on the coast. This ain't Malibu, Necklace. So, oh, well, no Negro land. Remember the Negro land map? Okay. But that land wasn't conducive for all of us. So where's the 10? Oh, they're in they're in the Congo. You know, they're in West Africa. Oh no, they're Ethiopian. Don't these fools can act like they can go to the moon, but they don't know who the tribes are? These fools have an expert for everybody and everything, but they don't know who the tribes are, where the tribes are, who we are. Oh, you guys are just black. You guys are savages. You guys were slaves. The babies of slaves. Slaves. Well, what other people, common sense again, what other people went into slavery? Oh, well, we all went into slavery. No. What other people went into perpetual slavery by the heathen, the Roman, aka the Europeans? Oh, well, the Almoravids, the Arabs, they put it, yeah, they're white too. Miss me, they're white too. Everybody who has enslaved my people has been white, so called, because they weren't called white. They were Almoravids, which are the Arabs, and the Romans, which was all of Europe. Why? Because they controlled all of Europe, and they still do. The Vatican, the Roman Empire's spiritual salvation was the Roman Catholic Church. That was their salvation. And then they stole our lands and said, you guys are black, and we black, and they white. So that everybody else who came after them through miscegenation or looking or likened to white could have upward mobility. This is the history. The New Deal, Jim Crow. Now they want to talk about Juan Crow. That's okay. You can try to use our words, our pain and suffering, but you're going to get it double because you're wanting to use something that's going to keep you in trouble. You talk about Jacob's trouble. All of you fools, see, this is foolishness. All of you fools that want to talk about Jacob's trouble, you're manifesting it to yourself. Oh, manifestation's evil. That's right. You're bringing evil to you, dummies. Ignorances, foolish ones. We're not bringing that to us. And our days are joyful and fun. Yeah, we get disjointed by the evil one's madness and mental illness. That's just because we have to deal with it for a time, for a little time more. But soon, sooner than you think, sooner than you want, your time's going to come like a thief in the night and steal, kill, and destroy you, because that's what your forefathers did, and foremothers. That's what they did through theology of dominion, which birthed the age of discovery, which birthed manifest destiny, which birthed dumb diverses. I might have said that out of order, but dumb diverses. That's why everybody gonna pay. And you know what? We pray that everyone pays. We're not praying for people to unify, come together, and have our salvation. No. The salvation that is written is to see the fall of your enemies. Oh, we're not your enemy. Yeah, you are. Because you keep perpetuating a fake religion. You keep perpetuating theologies and doctrines of devils. You keep perpetuating lies and trickery. The moment you start telling the truth is the moment that we'll listen to you. Theology of dominion. Hold on a second. You know, I beat up AI yesterday and tonight, and AI mad at me, so it won't even talk to me. It just gives me some old BS. Dominionism or dominion theology is a set of Christian ideologies, not truths, ideologies, thoughts, opinions that posit that Christians are called by a God to exercise dominion over all aspects of society, including political, cultural, and social institutions. It is a driving and often controversial ideology within, they want to say, the Christian white right in the United States, aiming to transform the nation and eventually the world into a society based on specific interpretations of biblical law. How the filth-flarn is the lawless going to interpret biblical law? And they've already done this. They don't get to do it again. They don't get to create their theology again. Come on. That's stupid. That's unjust weights. They even took out of order the horses. So the black horse is going to come and then he's going to bring, uh, scales. He's going to balance the world. And then this pale horse is going to come bringing death. No. The pale horse has already came bringing death. The black horse comes and brings balance, and guess what? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, the movement is rooted in a particular interpretation of Genesis, a particular European interpretation of Genesis 1:28, where this God tells humans to subdue the earth and have dominion over it. While many Christians view this as a call of stewardship, dominionists interpret it as a mandate to take control of social structures. Now, wait a minute. Take dominion. Let's go back. Genesis 1:28 records God's blessing upon humanity, Adam and Eve, commanding them to be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth, subdue it, and exercise dominion over all living creatures. This verse establishes the first mandate for mankind to steward, that's stewardship, right? Manage righteously and care for creation. His first creation. He's not giving them the dominion to steal, kill, and destroy, and then lie about it, and then make it erase it from history as if they ain't got nothing to do with it. Ah, shit, that was these other people who had nothing to do with us. No, it has everything to do with you today. Today. And then they want to say, oh, was Christian Reconstructionism founded in the 1960s? Nah, nigga, this is well before the 1960s. See, this is their revisionists again. This is why they hate us. This is why the world hates us. This is why people that look like us hate us. Because we ain't taking no shorts. We're not taking shortcuts of the truth. It either is or is not. There's no in between. It is either hot or cold. There's no lukewarm. This is why everybody out here feeling some sort of way. They waiting, hoping that we, the remnant within the remnant, have some sort of dismay. When the Father, the whisper from the Spirit of truth, the Ruach HaKodesh, came to us and said, stand down, come up out of her, so you are not partakers of her sins and plagues that I'm about to put this whoop ass to. And we stood down and we stayed back and we just watching as we should and as we could and as we are. And what they doing? They crying. They crying all over the place. Their institutions are falling, failing. Their entertainment is falling, failing. Everybody got Epstein on the lips when Epstein said, I want to rape all types of white girls and boys, but leave those Negras away, which was good for us, but now bad for them because that's all of them. That's their hierarchy. This is those that believe in the theology of dominion. Why? Because their church did it. The church was like, bring your boys and your girls over to me, man. I'll take care of them. Bang, bang. Beat up. Pillage, raped, distorted, in disgrace. And these are the people. These are the people that we are supposed to be led by. Are you mad? I don't care. Oh, this is not a Christian channel. Well, you sound like a Christian. Nobody wants our salvation but us. And we're not giving it away willy-nilly. We're not saying, you know what? I know y'all created this theology of dominion to kill, steal, and destroy, take our lands, kill us, rape us, eat us, clothe yourself with our skin. You know what? We'll let you in. We'll give you some. Hell no. Hell no. No. And I get it. It wasn't you. It was your forefathers. But you know what? You have, even the Father is giving you grace right now for you to acknowledge the sins of your fathers and mothers and cleave. Orderly. with respect to his chosen people. Oh, you ain't chosen if you got to say you chosen. Nigga, please. We all have been told that we black, nigger, negro, colored, African American, all these freaking names. But the moment that, and nobody had a problem with it. But the moment that we say, oh my goodness, you know what? We know who we are. We the chosen. Boom. Everybody come against us. Imagine that. Imagine that. The theology of dominion. Madness. This is why they got no authority. This is why the authority was taken last year with the parade of planets in February, in this month, where they all lined up showing us, hey, it's over. Just continue to endure and persevere. But I'm going to send the Ruach HaKodesh to comfort you as this thing, as I start to bring the pain. And this is why all these people are upset and insane today. That's why they murdering themselves, because they were murderers from the beginning, just like their fathers and mothers. That's why everybody trying to have proximity to us. Asians, hey, you know what? This whole thing, this country's going bad because, white people, the way to do the way that white people have treated. Wait, time out. Didn't you guys get an Asian law crime bill? Because some agent went and beat up some old Asian lady? Shit. How many times did they, white, Asian, Indian, pretendian, beat up my peoples? Women, old and young. Our men, old and young. So all this madness that this world is trying to, or I should say this, all this burden that the world has, that they're trying to manipulate us with and pass to us. Nah, we ain't want it. This ain't, nigga, this ain't no hot potato. You pass it to me, it's gonna fall and jump right back in your hands. Y'all, oh, you say nigga. That's right. Because that's an ignorant individual. Bunches of yous. Bunches on bunches on bunches of you. Black, white, blue, green, yellow, purple, red, yellow. It don't matter. Y'all all niggas. Niggers. Because you lie and eat the lie. See, we don't lie. And we eating our own role. We want our heritage back. We have demanded our heritage back, and you all are not going to give it back. So therefore, a greater power than the powers that be, which we can see, will take it back for us, his people, our Elohim. That's why we ain't worrying about y'all. Y'all can try to be haters. Y'all can act like y'all know so much. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's not going to stop the time. It's not going to stop prophecy. Matter of fact, it's just going to speed it up. The more you lie, the more you maintain the lie, the more that you cry, the many of you die, it's speeding up your end. Oh, well, it's going to, the exchange of situation will never happen in our lifetime. You want to put money on it? I mean, everybody loves a bet. Let's bet. Let's bet. And then I don't want your money because that paper money is funny. I want your life. Are you willing to bet your life on it? Are you willing to bet that you will see the end of your civilization before you die? Are you willing to bet your life on it? I am. And I don't even have to bet because I'm watching the fall of the revived Roman Empire and all that it has with it. Because we don't want none of it. It suffices us not. We want the righteous seed. Y'all make seedless everything. That's because you're not the seed. You have no seed, All of your men want to be women. Your women want to be men. Your population is dwindling all over the place. Those Asians, Africans, ham ain't dwindling. But you know what ham's doing? Nothing. They got a whole landmass over there, ain't doing nothing with it. Oh, we got plenty of things. I know y'all built the cities. You know, the Asians help y'all and the Europeans help y'all build cities. I get it. But you're not ruling it. Your theology is Christian. How you gonna be your own people and where is your God? What was your God before Christianity? Oh, Dagon, right? What gods did you all have? Before you all start talking about us, tell us what gods you have, because we know our Elohim. Asians, what God did you have before Buddha? We know our Elohim. Europeans, what God did you have before you came into Christianity? Because we know our Elohim. So at the end of the day, your theology of dominion is a sore. It's a canker. It's a canker sore, open wound, gushing. And it's not, you can't put no band-aid on it now. You're going to have to acknowledge it, and you're going to have to ask for the ultimate surgeon, the Most High, to heal you. And if you are found worthy, maybe he will, maybe he won't. But what was written is he won't. We already know that all of Edom's going to be destroyed, and all those likened to Edom, cleaving to Edom, for the sins against Jacob, his brother. And the rest of these people, whatever. The Hispanishes are followers. The Latin O's are followers. They got no leaders. The Africans are followers. They got no leaders. The Asians are followers. They got no leaders. We are the leaders of the old school to the new school. And that's the kingdom to come. And we're done helping people out. Done. You can forget about it. 2026 coming, because it ain't here yet. When 2026 comes in March, watch your back. Make sure that you are, that's why the Father put the Spirit on me the last couple of days to go into this age of discovery, because it is showing all of the lies and trickery that your people have done, and all those that follow it have done. And y'all all under the true Son will be destroyed because of it, unless you cleave in orderly. So I didn't mean to make this so long, but I mean, you can only do what the Spirit lets you do. And, I could be a lot harder, but that'll be for tomorrow, when Brother Sly and I go in on this. In on all these foolish people who are haters, who are trying to lead our people astray. Every day, they trying to lead our people astray. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Mishpachah, thank you for your diligence. Thank you, or I should say Baruch Hashem, for your wisdom, for your understanding, for your patience, for your endurance, for your perseverance. Because our day is soon to come. Don't miss that. Take it all in, because there is nothing new under the sun. No New Testament, no new people, no new lands, no new world. Nothing is new. It is all about the old world, our world. The end is our beginning. Their end is our beginning. And that's just the way it is. If you got complaints, go talk to the Most High. Don't talk to me. Don't come in the comment section all upset, ranting and raving, leaving a dissertation. Go talk to the Most High. Go study to show yourself approved. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Do what you got to do. Don't worry about me with us. The remnant and the remnant is far, far, far surpassed all y'all, because we study history. We study geology, geography, psychology, philosophy. We study spirituality. And we are the people who, it's only a certain group. Not everyone's going to do what we do. We ain't scared like you. We have no fear. The Father took that out of us in 2019, and it was very clear that he did that. There was no more fear out of us. That's why we are the remnant within the remnant, the inner court. And if you were smart and understood history, you know that there's an inner court and an outer court. And you know what the heathens did to the inner court. And you wouldn't want to cleave to them at the end of their rule. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Much love, much respect. Shalom.